In the days of wine and roses. It's not quite like that. Here we go. Here we go. Check one. Five, four, three, two, one.
Friday night and the lights are low. Off to the Ramrod I go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing. I come to look for a king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's high. Finishing others' drinks, everything is fine. I'm in the mood for a dance. I look at Paul with the sexy glance. I am the dancing queen, young and sweet.
Obviously,
only 53.
woe betide you. How dare you? My goodness, how dare you? I am looking into options for suing for slander. Unfortunately, the people I would have to sue are the same people I'd have to borrow money from to get the lawyer, so we've got a conflict. Speaking of that, Phil, thank you. I was almost ready to get back to you today, but I've filled up with more stuff. I'm going to Maine now. We're trying to go to Vermont. I've got a whole bunch. I've got a Jerry Day, and I'm going to get more Jerry Days through the summer. We got a few Grace Days. I got a slew of Howie Days, and that's a big chunk. It's like it's impossible to look at stuff. Alice is on business right now. She's going on another business trip, I think, to Florida in a few days. Business trip. And so I'm believe me, Phil, I'm not taking advantage, but I'm not in a position to tell you to know anything. It's stuff's just filling up, and I can't say no to stuff like these gigs. I really can't say no to right now. And although it kills me to be away from Mainwire TV, it is good to fill in for Howie and Grace. And I like being down there, but then if I'm down there for Grace, it's Needham, so that's an hour each way. So I'll be on the road as long as I'd be in studio. It's still fine because her show is from 12 to 2. But you got to think with like gas money, it's like, how much am I making exactly? But I still like being down there, seeing the guys. And then with Howie, it's great to obviously fill in for Howie Carr. And the problem is, I feel so detached from the main wire. Now, I don't really need to feel it. It's just that I'm somewhere else totally doing something else. But I'm doing main wire stuff too. There's a lot of time in the Howie Carr show during commercial breaks to do a lot of editing and do my job. But I won't be on main wire TV for a week straight, and that kills me. Because things are going well there. So, but what am I going to say? It's a great privilege doing Howie show, and Howie show is fun too. We offered to simulcast one time, but there'd be a problem because Howie has affiliates elsewhere too, and so. Oh yeah, and then I'm coming to the thing with Howie is that you never know. Getting back from Needham, you never know. It could be easy peasy, no problem, straight up 1 hour, or if anything goes wrong, it could be a problemo. And then you're going through all sorts of, it's all the problem is getting up to, for you, those of you in Massachusetts, all the entire problem is finally making it past 93 north on 95, and then it's all clear. It's so funny because we've been talking about finding a day to go have some beers, maybe at the Phoenix Landing, and like some of those guys are down in like Norwood, Mass, or somewhere down there. So these areas I know nothing about, but. And so, like, the midpoint, even though I'm way up here, people think I'm in Massachusetts. So, and usually if you're from Massachusetts, you're like thinking, okay, Salem is pretty far north. I can't imagine that's pretty. But really, Salem's like 30 miles from me, south. So but like so the midpoint, if you are coming from the South Shore of Massachusetts, it'll say the midpoint is like Danvers, Mass. And that is true. That's the midpoint. But for you guys coming from the South Shore, that's murder for you. I've been on the Southeast Expressway and Route 24 and Route 3 and Route freaking 95, finally getting through to Boston and then getting onto Route 1 and then being stuck in the parking lot if you get on Route 1 and up through Revere. And finally, it's like the problem is this. It's equal in distance, but the heart-crushing, heart-wrenching meat grinder is all the people who would come from the South. So I feel your pain. Like where I am now in Massachusetts, everything, there's not much up here. It doesn't feel like the same state as like where Stoneham is or Winchester or Melrose and but the good thing is up here you have total freedom of movement. So there are very few traffic lights. When I drive my daughter uh Fauntleroy Academy, if I take the pretty route, which I'd like to take all the time, I don't have any traffic lights. There are no traffic. The whole way, I am just driving through farms and back. It's like freaking great. Yeah, it's a half an hour each way, but if you live in Melrose, it takes a half an hour to get to Reading. So man, there's trade-offs. There's trade-offs to these. You guys know. Okay, speaking of Melrose, I've got to hit a couple of things here from Facebook. This is not just Melrose. This is my own town too. Here's Alice. Uh, okay, so here we go. This is the nice people of Newburyport page. So this is so freaking fun. I think I may have told you about this. Maybe I just emailed some people a couple of days ago. Newburyport is a hugely progressive place. Obviously, it's Pride Month, so people are going to go nuts in Newburyport. There's rainbow and everything. There's now a hairdresser place named Interlooks, which I think is where my daughter goes, and maybe even my wife. It's a nice place. They are on June 15th giving away gender-affirming haircuts. Now, fine. Gender-affirming haircuts. Obviously, this is just some crazy thing, but it is... they're doing the next thing. They're looking, okay, how can I be super inclusive on Pride Month? I'll play the LGBTQIA plus thing because I'm a compassionate, good human being, and I'll give away gender-affirming haircuts. So, in other words, I've opted into the make-believe, to the Fantasyland, to the the LARPing thing, and I've done one better now. I'm playing along so much to the point, well, I'll play along and say that there are gender-affirming haircuts, which is just a haircut, by the way. A haircut affirms what you want to be. But, okay, they get special stuff, because whatever. They're just trying to be, they're trying to be even more compassionate and show how in they are. We are so in that we're not just using the flags. We are doing gender-affirming haircuts. Now, they say we're offering gender-affirming haircuts on Monday, June 15th, part of our Pride celebration, and to support our commitment to creating an inclusive space, Pride flag. We are pre-booking appointments now and have expanded availability this year to include evening appointments as well. Call this number. What is a gender-affirming haircut? This type of haircut is all about helping individuals transform their look to better express their gender identity. It's an immensely powerful tool for achieving gender euphoria. The profound sense of joy and comfort clients experience when their external appearance aligns with their internal gender identity. In other words, that most women know that as a good haircut. That's the euphoria that they usually get, because I have seen girlfriends and current wives when they don't get a good haircut, and that is not euphoria. But this is all LGBTQI plus. So we're playing fantasy. So there you go. It's about the gender. It's the experience for achieving gender euphoria. Gender euphoria. So that's fine. So they're playing this game here, and they're trying to be extra special. But the thing is, when it comes to the gender euphoria crowd, is it's never enough. It's never enough. So there's two things about posting this that I would have cautioned against. One, there's the know-it-all protectors of the LGBTQIA thing. These are usually straight girls or straight women who have decided now they're also queer, who weren't really, didn't want to be, but it goes along with them like throwing away their lives and doing nothing with their like expensive degree. So they're the goalkeepers. They're the police on the internet saying, "Oh, by the way, you're not allowed to say trans rights or human rights without saying that you had it." Oh, and also, by the way, if you say you're demisexual, you better also mention that your pronoun has to be non-binary because you have like they're the scolds. That's what they are. So you got to look out for them. You got to also look out for the fact that the LGBTQIA people, those people are the most entitled people in the history of civilization. There's no king anywhere, no tyrant ruler anywhere who felt more entitled to so many things from so many others than these people. So, of course, it happened. You're offering gender affirming haircuts. Now, that doesn't exist, and it's fake. But so somebody's willing to go and play along with your weird fantasy, your weird kink or self-indulgent a revelation that you're even more special, and we all now need to change the way we act, and we need to change the very concept of truth around you. That has to be everything we knew has to all change now and be undone because you're special, and if not, it's harming you. So gender affirming haircuts, June 16th, 2026. Yay. Megan types on this Facebook page a question. Just Monday? My son was planning on finally doing this after school gets out on June 24th. Oh, well. Oh. You simply can't win. You can't win with these people. Freaking imagine. Oh, well. And now they're trying to help her, saying, "Oh, we can consider doing something else. We can do this." It's never going to be enough. Don't you understand? The point of them having this weird disability is that you need to do more work for them. That's the whole point. She doesn't want you to solve the problem. She wants to have more problems. My son, who's obviously not a son. Oh, this is what you get. You play with these people. Okay, let me find. There's another Facebook post I had to find. Too good. Let me find this. Okay. Well, here's one. Actually, this one is interesting because this one I'm throwing up to see your. Actually, this one's not. Let me get to the jerk one, and then we'll get to this one. This one's more of a question for you, a societal question. So let me get back there. Okay, here we go. This is Uncensored Melrose Mass Group. A guy named John posts, "Can you imagine going out of your way to tell me and my crew landscaping to shut our truck off while eating lunch in the AC when it's almost 90 degrees because, quote, my engine is loud, end quote. Keep in mind the truck was also parked across the street." Some freaking know-it-all Karen thing walks over. "Excuse me, yeah, your engine is loud." Listen to this. Listen to this person. Sharon chimes in. "In Massachusetts, it is illegal to idle a vehicle's engine for more than 5 minutes when stopped, unless actively engaged in delivery, servicing, or operating specific auxiliary equipment. Violating the Massachusetts anti-idling law carries a $100 fine for the first offense and up to $500 for subsequent offenses." Can you freaking imagine that freaking person thinking they're a really good person? I'm a really good person. I've got a bunch of landscapers, including, by the way, some who are probably illegals in the truck, who I pretend I like, who now have to sit in a burning truck because I'm asserting my right. You can't idle, sir. That person sucks. Sucks. That's like the freaking lady who called the cops on me because I had the dog in the car with the air conditioning on. Who called the cops on me and said, "You have to open the windows." And I said, "If I open the windows, hot air is going to rush in here and kill the dog." She said, "You open the windows right now or I call the cops." Psychos! Psychos! Oh. Okay, here's the other one. Here's the third one. These Facebook pages are fantastic, by the way. The way suburban women with all sorts of lawn signs treat landscapers is all you need to know. The concept of being a good person from afar, that's right, keep ice out, no kings. But when it comes face to face, turn off your car. These are the same people who have a problem, by the way, with the landscapers starting early. And they do start early. Sometimes it wakes you up. Who freaking cares? It's going to be 110 degrees out. Can you guys start when it's just 70? Is that okay? No, they're awful people, these people. Okay, this is one. This is not political. I feel it's not political. This is the Palmer page. I don't even know what that means. Palmer, is that Connecticut? Oh. Okay. My son telling me the baby really needs a diaper. Nothing I can fucking do, you know? I'm stuck alone, so. Okay, here's the Palmer page. I was at the rest area recreation area on 67 today around 7:30 p.m. by West Warren fishing. Walking out, I see two males, one with his pants down and the other on his knees in front. No further explanation needed for what they are up to. They're only like 100 feet from that, where you park, and like only 30 feet from the trail, just enough so you couldn't see them from the parking area. They had no shame, I guess, doing that in public. I only got a photo of the one guy. He walked like 2 minutes after I did. I didn't stick around in case I had no. And anyway, he posted a photo of these guys' car, of one guy, a photo of the guy, and then a photo of the guy, another guy's car, both of their cars. I only got a photo of the one guy. I called police and gave them the plate numbers and descriptions. Do you do this? Or do you just let these, like, gay guys have been hiding in the woods hooking up for a long time? A lot of these guys are married to women. Do you do, like, I don't like the idea of, like, if there's kids around doing it, but I think these guys are probably not trying to be around kids. I mean, right? Isn't that a little petty? I'd like to know what you think. Sorry, I'm texting my son. I'd like to know what you think, because it's like, I'm not gonna call the cops on somebody for being homosexual. I'm not. If you saw a straight couple in the woods having sex, if you like it, like, no. Is that is that like my place to do something? Do I care about that? I kind of think like no at all. Let's see. Try going from Nantucket to Gloucester for work. Oh my god, dude, that's not funny. Splash, that's not funny. Jesus, that's a day trip. I'm here for the Shot Chat responses to the Chris Isaac jacket heist. Oh, there we go. That is true. That's in the Herald. Let's see, Cheswick. How about Tom has a haircut of any normal suburban driving soccer loving lesbian? To be fair, my haircut's thrash because I've been mowing the lawn today too, and it's been hot, so it doesn't matter. It looks like rubbish. I mean, this is odd hair. Same beard too. We need fascism so we can murder any woman who posts something like that to Facebook. It's not a bad idea. There's a Palmer mask. Well, maybe that's what it was. Cheswick says, I was walking with a friend who smoked cigarettes along Harvard Street towards Comm Ave in 2010, and a woman walking by as we passed said, "You shouldn't smoke." We were so shocked we couldn't respond. That happened today, different story. That is shocking. I remember this total bitch walking down Charles Street. Me and a friend, or me and my brother, were walking down. This is back when we smoked, like in 2000 or something. And behind us, we didn't even hear anybody. This woman, this really attractive Charles Street Boston bitchy lady woman, comes, says, "Pardon me, excuse me, do you mind? I can't stand the smoke." And she walked past us as if, like, she had been walking behind us, was bothered by the smoke, and had to let us know. She couldn't avoid the smoke. She had to let us know. Yeah, man, if I could tase somebody. Ugh. Let's see. We should get to some of the audio because there's some good stuff. Some more of the Platner stuff. I do want to play this Platner on with Mika Brzezinski because it was a tough day for Mika. I freaking love this. But you can see she's trying to emotionally work through talking to this guy because she's like very upset.
This question by Chris Hayes
now that he's
about the issue
really
of,
might be the
is
same.
there more out there? What else could be out there that might be revealed during the campaign? And you deflected, said among other things, this is between you and your wife. It was understandable to a limit because for Maine voters in a general election, the question is, what is out there? What is not in your possession that you sent to others who may have in their possession? How many concerning pictures and or text messages are in the possession of other people that could be used against you? And I'd like to know if there are pictures, concerning pictures.
I will just say that the nature of Amy and I's relationship has been blown, I would say, totally out of proportion. Early in our marriage, we had some struggles, and we worked through them because that's what you do when you're in love with somebody. And it made our marriage much stronger, made us, frankly, a much happier and communicative couple. I was single for the majority of my adult life. I was in my 20s and 30s and I dated, and that's in the modern age. That's what happens. You date people and you use dating apps and you do all this stuff. And frankly, that all happened long before I got married and happened long before I decided to run for the United States Senate. I can just tell you, there is nothing out there that is going to will run counter to any of the stories that I've talked about openly this entire campaign. And I know everyone continues to be like, oh, what else is coming? Ironically,
right.
The whole what else is coming has essentially been the same thing the whole time, which is I've been very open about the fact that I struggled, very open about the fact I had a long litany of failed relationships for years because I myself was not in a good place. And then every now and again, we will have a media outlet or a politically motivated attack come up and try to drag it all up. But it's all very much within the exact same story that I've told this entire time.
Okay, so you say there's nothing out there that could be concerning. And this may seem a little bit rich.
There's nothing out there. I just want to make this clear. There's nothing out there that's actually concerning. People will make everything seem very concerning because that's what people do in politics. But, I think the thing about all of this is what I find to be kind of most curious is this is what everyone wants to make the campaign about. So we do not talk about the struggles of working Mainers. We do not talk about the fact that I know someone in my hometown here who works 3 jobs and pays over 60% of her monthly income in rent. I think that matters a lot more than the details of my relationship before I ran for United States Senate. That's just me.
Okay, so then let me ask you this way. Can you just talk about the nature of the sexting in terms of, can you call for the release of the Epstein files? And can you call out those who have abused women and not be conflicted in any way?
Yes, of course. I mean, I engaged in consensual romantic activities with adults at an earlier part in my life. That seems like a fairly normal thing most people do. Going to an island with billionaires to possibly assault children is a vastly, vastly different thing.
Yeah.
Did I miss the end of this? God damn it. How much did I miss it by? How much was this missed by? 25. Damn. Sorry, I thought I timed it. I had to run downstairs and change the baby. And then I ended up having to reprimand a child for being missing all day. And now here I am. Damn. That's poor form. I'm sure I had 4 minutes. Anyway, you notice how Platner's like, it's very, I used very normal texting app to make sure that I could communicate with adult people. This is a time early in my, like, dude, you were married this whole time. And he's acting like it's totally normal. He's like, they're trying to make a thing out of the fact that I was dating and single. Nobody trying to make a thing out of the fact you were single and dating. Trying to make a thing out of the fact that you're a psycho and you're a cheater and a dirtbag. Damn it, Mika, you couldn't have done it. Give me a little more time. I apologize. For those of you watching in video, that is piss poor. For those of you listening in audio, you'll only know. Sorry, Splash. You'll only know. You'll only know. That's why you have to get the color studio. Alice, Phil, Tom, pass out. I did not. I had to run downstairs and change one baby just because the other day he had this diaper that was. I had to wash his entire body with a hose. So in case it was going to be that, I had to run down there and then the other. Whatever. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. This is Alice's fault. This is what happens. Alice is abandoning me. She's in Chicago. She goes. Timber and Bank. I'm going up to Maine in Steve in Portland in oh yeah, I'll have a nice meal if I go. Well, we're going for a work event. It's a cocktail hour. So I'm going to Portland for a cocktail hour just in case I got a hotel room up there because I don't know. Like, what if that cocktail hour turns into more stuff, because it's with the company and there's some clients and things. So, oh, man. Oh, you guys, that's terrible form. Can you imagine that long? We used to have this part-time producer, Chris, used to run the Rush Limbaugh show. This is 20 years ago at WRKO. And he would listen to music, and he was not in it for this is one of the guys I cut down to from 20 hours to 15 hours to 11 hours to 7 hours to 2 hours. I was like, yeah, we'll see. Oh, bacon wrapped scallops. Anyway, so but he just hung in there. He was it doesn't matter if I gave him 1 hour a week, he was still coming back. I was like, damn, man, what do I got to do? But anyway, Rush Limbaugh show happens. And with Rush, you're supposed to. What happens is the Rush Limbaugh show says, this is Rush Limbaugh, and then it goes ding, that big sounder, and then 2 minutes of spots plays on automatically. So if you're running the board there, you just chill for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, then you hit your spots, and you hit a timer because the timer tells you Rush is coming back in 3 minutes. So you're playing your spots, but you better be back in 3 minutes. Now, if your spots fall short of 3 minutes, you're going to have dead air. So you better get a liner ready. WRKO, bringing you the traffic, weather, and sports. You need something to make sure don't have dead air. But you better make sure after Rush's 2 minutes play that you're ready with your 2 minutes. Chris was somewhere else in his mind. So he just went blind. He was listening to music or something. And it was just dead air. And like I said, from my office, you could hear the radio, and suddenly the noise stopped. And when you're reading radio, you are very much attuned and sensitive to dead air. And so, Jeff Kuhner never has to change a diaper, but his stop sets are 6 minutes long, and mine was not quite that long. Tom put a gotta Vita live run to the bathroom. I did not. Although I remember Michelle McPhee did that one time when I was had her hosting and I was running the board. So anyway, there's dead air during Rush. And so I run into the studio. This is after probably 30 seconds. I said, Chris. He said, yeah. I said, it's dead air. And he said, for real? Yeah, man. Do you notice you don't hear anything? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay, that's the Grand Platner stuff. I think it's funny, though, how Mika was nervous as hell. And I do think that's really interesting and cool. And we're going to have to watch some more of that. All right. Please let the Knicks get humiliated at home again tonight. Oh, is it another game? Oh, please. I hope they burn the frigging city down. Absolutely. I'm waiting for Steve. I'm waiting for who's the thug who stabbed Metcalf? I'm waiting for there to be riots across the country for those, like some in Massachusetts. And okay, all you guys, all of you people who said that there was merit to go out there because George Floyd had a drug overdose, go ahead, tuck them down. These are your boys out there. Yeah, burn. Oh, please let there be. I will monitor the aftermath. Okay, let me see. Where's my other thing here? Guys, don't tell anybody who's not paying for the live stream what happened here. Nobody has to know nothing. Okay. Thank you to Ross Conley, who's a blue check on Twitter. He's a Northeast regional director at Americans for Prosperity, who actually caught today. I published a story, one that I published myself. The editor, and I'm not the editor in chief. I'm the big editor. I published a story and referred to Johnny Sununu as Chris Sununu, and had the art department make up an image of Chris Sununu, which was a classic swift move, Tom. But this guy Ross Connolly caught it. Thank you, Ross Connolly. Okay, where's my other stuff? Okay. Oh, Trump was freaking great today. Oh, here's Trump and Graham Platner. This guy was great today.
They're dumb. They're Democrats. They have the worst policy of anybody. I watched that thug that's up in Maine. He's a thug. And they're trying to make excuses for him. I mean, he's worse than any human being that's ever run for office, probably. I don't know him. I don't want to say bad, but I just, look, I mean, nobody's ever had a record like that. And you'll have Schumer. He goes crazy over this or that, or Epstein. This guy, why aren't they talking about him? He said, well, we don't know, but this guy's got a rap sheet. I've never seen anything like it. He's a thug. I know thugs. I had to deal with thugs. I built a lot of buildings. I dealt with the toughest people on earth. I dealt with worse than thugs. This guy's a thug. He's a low-level thug. And he's running to be a senator, to work with Eric Schmidt. Great, Eric will handle him, I think. To be with Barrasso, who the hell do we have to be with Rand? Now, Rand would be very interesting with him. Rand would figure it out, and he'll put him away. But this is a thug. He's a cheap, no good person. And I watch these senators, the Democrats, and, well, we don't really know. You do know. He's as bad. I've never seen a person like that run for office. And the guy from Texas, different, but he's terrible too. He's terrible. These are radical left communists. But I watched this guy this morning, and he was so bad. He was so bad. He's a bad guy, just a bad guy. He must be laughing up his sleeve when he looks at these idiots going like Schumer, well, he's okay. He's not okay. Can you imagine if the Republicans had him?
Oh my God.
How about if we had him, John? So
Wouldn't let it happen.
I really believe it. If it meant losing the Senate, you would not let that happen.
By the way, most of the press acknowledges it, but a lot of times he doesn't get credit for it. We're 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this guy spending 2.5 minutes brutally roasting somebody from the other party.
It's just a terrible thing. I mean, I watch it happening. It's unfolding. It's really history, because there's never been a guy like that that's ever run for office. And at any level. I don't think at any level. And the excuses, they come up every day. Somebody comes forward with really proven stuff. Even his business, he's not a businessman at all. His parents supported him. Guy's a loser. Other than that, he might be a very nice guy.
How friggin' great is that? Come on, man. I only Trump can do that, because anybody else would seem like a poser. But man, that is good stuff. All right, I didn't want to do it to everyone. Can we just talk about the Ipswich High School boys lacrosse team that got forfeited because they took graduation pictures with them smoking cigars? So the school department did this because it's toxically masculine or whatever. But remember, Ipswich High is the same one where the superintendent wouldn't allow TPUSA. It's like, what a bunch of F-head. Weird. This is why the left is run by people who should be in sanitariums. These boys are acting like boys. Uh-oh. They just graduated, and they're emulating people by smoking a cigar, which is what you do when you graduate. Holy frig. Ipswich shithole. It's actually not a shithole, although it's full of moon bats all weekend. It's too dense, too. Too dense. Okay. I've held off. Oh, no. Here's a good hit on Platner. By the way, the Democrats are going to firebomb this guy so badly it's going to be incredible. They already started. The Republicans, I'm sorry, they already started to last night. So here's an ad. This is the first Senate ad. I think this is made for our generation, for like Gen Xers or older, or it's made for people who like what's that terrible show called Stranger Things. Find this. Let me see. It's over here. What do I use? I use Slack, right? Slack. Hold on. Okay. This is great. I think it's great anyway. But then again, we'll let you decide whether or not you think it's great. Great. Meanwhile, TV. Yeah, man. Where are you? The only thing DC establishment. That's his Platner's spot. Not a great spot. Here we go. All right, Tom, let's try this again.
Susan Collins spent time as a kid picking potatoes in Maine. Graham Platner spent time as a kid at a $70,000 a year prep school in Connecticut. Susan Collins has brought more than $1.5 billion back to Maine for hospitals, schools, roads, and communities across the state. Graham Platner runs a hobby oyster farm whose only customer is his mother's restaurant. Graham, say hi to your mother for me, okay? Susan Collins doesn't have a Nazi tattoo, and she doesn't have an account on a notorious predator's Paradise app. Graham Platner did for years, and this was his profile picture. Oh gosh, please, get that off the screen. Anyway, Susan Collins, a senator we can be proud of.
Sorry, I dig it. I'm into it. I'm not a Stranger Things guy, but I have a piece of my heart that is devoted to the 1980s, sights and sounds of the 1980s, so I'll take it. Okay, do you want to do this? We want to do it? Okay, we're going to do it. I give you Jasmine Crockett.
Tent that was not his team's tent as it was raining, and simply didn't want to be put out in the rain by some random kid that he didn't know who was larger than him. Listen, a lot of people don't know what it is to live as a black person in this country, but just like you can give the benefit of the doubt to so many police officers when they go out and they shoot some black unarmed person, even though they are trained, the fact that there was little to no mercy seen or humanity seen when this black boy said that I was scared, or the fact that honestly anybody else...
The little savage monster murdered a kid with a knife, a 5-inch blade, okay? No mercy for the vicious murder. How about this? We can talk about his mercy as we're resetting the smoke detectors after we fry him in the electric chair.
Who did something with such a small object. All I know is that it wasn't considered unlawful carrying of a weapon. I know Collin County, so absolutely.
She mentioned there that the weapon wasn't big, so it really shouldn't be called a deadly weapon. It's 5. It went through the kid's heart, but she wants to say it wasn't a deadly weapon. Here she is again saying the same thing.
Wait a minute, was it a switch? I don't know what he had.
It was like it seemed like it was a multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army.
Like with like with the little scissors and everything and whatever. So it was small. Well, I would argue the size of it alone, you wouldn't even think it's a deadly weapon.
And that's
the size of it alone, you really wouldn't think it's a deadly weapon. Okay. Problem is, it was in the Metcalf's heart. I think that's the issue here.
It had to be bad.
If
Yeah.
if it was one of the little, like, I don't know. Like, I do
Well,
think
that's why he went to his coach and was like, but I don't think I hurt him that bad.
Yeah. Well. Here's Dallas attorney Thelma Anderson reacting to the verdict.
First and foremost, the one thing that I would ask for people to do at this moment is pray for the Anthony family, because they have been legally lynched for the last year. And more so by this slaughterhouse of a courthouse, as well as the family of the Metcalfs. So the energy right now is very white supremacy. They have shown up to be the pigs that they display.
So this moron graduated law school with a law degree and practices law. Jasmine Crockett graduated law school with a law degree and practices law. You think maybe we're not bringing our best anymore? Freaking amazing. Amazing. But you guys don't know, because people like Jasmine Crockett, they're tired.
Black women, especially Black women who have Black
She's
male
clapping her hands along with what she's
children.
saying.
Black women, especially Black women who have Black male children, live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and agony that I promise you, the Metcalfs probably never spent a day living that way. And we're going to have to
They should have. They will going forward have a fear. They sure will. I think probably most people should at this point.
have just some real conversations about race in this country.
Can you imagine that? Black women have a fear and agony of their kids, that they could go to jail if they stab another person to death because they're hedonistic animals. Well, don't create hedonistic animals. It's not okay. Like all the hedonistic, animalistic behavior you see during riots and running around on top of cop cars, and what's that thing called when they shake their asses? Doing that thing, like that's animalistic behavior. And for you, if that's just Tuesday behavior, then that's not okay. Maybe progressives should stop lying to you about what's acceptable in modern society. Because there are people with darker skin than you that come here and act like human beings. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the chat. Carmelo Anthony was a great Nick. Actually, that's the last game I saw. I said that last night. Please let the Knicks get him. The Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, I saw some kid. So that guy, he came to the Garden one time. That was it. Stephen Merrimack, what is so interesting about a pituitary case is trying to stuff a ball through a hoop? Annie Hall, 1977. I think I'm paying for half the live streams because I can't control my drinking. Half of Tom, top half. Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you, Splash. Tom published an article on caramellos, thinking it was Carmelo. What's caramellos? I don't know what that is. Is that a candy? Yeah, the guy from Texas is different. Fake cigars, big tobacco dicks. Okay, but it's the Pride Month, so who cares? Steve Merrimack says, "Oh man, does this guy need to co-host me? Absolutely not. My goodness, this is some chick dragging me down. Bros before hoes, guys. Come on." That ad sounds like from the 70s, doesn't it? That's why I like it. Tom needs a co-host 2 to 3 times a week, even somebody for the chat. Now that's interesting. Who would be up for that? Who would want to do that? Let me know if you'd want to do that. That would be interesting. You can just kind of be there. Interesting. Jasmine Crockett got everything wrong and still is so confident in what she said. How can you combat that? She's terrible. She's terrible about everything. Steve says she's showed fat. Cheswick says it was a paperclip. I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, to stab him with. Metcalf could have tripped and fallen onto the knife, right? I got pulled out of a TSA in Rhode Island for having a 4-inch blade. In Rhode Island, is considered illegal. Jasmine's over 40, fat and unmarried. Who knew? How dare you? I guess Jasmine never found the right guy. Mm-hmm. Real conversations about race. How many of those conversations are needed? Yeah, no kidding. Tell the truth. Twerking, that's right. Where does broom? That's right. But I need somebody to use the broom upstairs now at the foot of the stairs because it's also crap there. I guess words are hard words are sometimes hard for me. There's no doubt about it. Remember the lady a couple months back who was saying they was running a train on her, talking about some 12-year-old girl? That was great. Okay. Let's go to the chat. Where is that now? I closed all my Chrome windows, and so now they're all fresh, and so everything's somewhere new. It's one thing about having a Mac. It'll make it interesting for you. Like, it's never the same. Finding files is different from week to week. Uh-oh. Child just hit the floor. Ugh. Okay. Tom, where am I? Thomas. Is this me? Thomas. Tom the Meanwire. Okay, this is where it is. Okay, guys, let's do the chat. It's here somewhere. It is here somewhere, right? No, maybe it's another one. Hold on. Thomas. Yeah, it's here somewhere. Okay, let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, perfect.
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
You know, there's a lot of iterations of Tom, if that's the correct word.
Sure.
There's, obviously the new Chicago Tom.
That's not new Chicago Tom. That was old Chicago Tom. I could have been misconstrued at that time, certain periods of time between 2002, 2004, to be cool and somewhat temporarily in demand by some Midwestern ladies. That is true.
There's Hotel Tom, Concierge Tom. There's Radio Guy Tom.
There was Concierge Tom. That is true. Hotel Tom, Concierge Tom. That's right. During that time, mostly I was dating Supple when it first started. And she let me go. And then I was single. And then I got into radio.
Fatso Tom.
Fatso Tom, yes.
Annoying Kid Tom. But my favorite right now is Jim. I call him Jim Crow Tom. What a rant about this Carmelo Anthony thing. This was just, my goodness. Robert Byrd would be proud.
Come on.
It's unbelievable. It's such passion. 35 seconds.
Well, I don't think I'm Jim Crow Tom. I'm not a racist, but I do think that we are allowed to notice things in society. I'm telling you, everybody else is allowed to notice me and you. Like, every night is about somebody saying racist every night, white supremacy every night. Okay, so I'm going to notice some things, and some things aren't quite great. They're not great. And I'm sorry about that. And it seems like having things not be great is one thing. Having things not be great in a whole lot of that culture, being fine with it, is no bueno. And embracing this murderous thug, animal, savage, Carmelo Anthony, that's not great. But this is what we've cultivated. We've cultivated this omnipresent white supremacy, this myth, and so that's what you're going to have to deal with. More kids are going to get stabbed in the neck, more chicks on the train. Shouldn't say chicks. More lovely Ukrainian young girls who get home from work after putting a shift in, who don't know, wouldn't understand the concept of coming to America and not immediately working. Some unemployed thug, loser, piece of crap puts a knife into her throat. That's not great. That's not a big thing, and the left won't condemn people like that. It's just simply not. Ugh.
Hey guys, Andy in Cambridge,
hey, Andy.
5 minutes east of the Phoenix Landing. I still think the Phoenix Landing is the proper place to have the beer, but I can find my way to the Hill Tavern on...
I'd go to the Phoenix Landing because it's not as if you're snaking through Memorial Drive. By the way, the people who made the decision to put traffic lights in Memorial Drive, I know it's been 20 years now, they should be executed. But there's still a way to get out of Cambridge if you're near Central Square and you can try to get to the highway, but it still is. There's a cinching area there. Boston's tough anyway. It depends on what it is. But Cambridge is doable. That area is doable.
Cambridge Street, if necessary.
Yep.
The Plowing Stars, Tom.
Yeah.
Survived COVID.
Here we go. Great place.
The People's Republic did not survive COVID.
Oh, no. God damn it. Freaking Charlie Baker. Freaking Democrats. Oh, that sucks. The People's Republic was a great bar. It was a great bar. God damn, that one hurts. I got to text my friend of mine. It was a great communist bar, and with all sorts of communist stuff going. It was freaking great. It was one of the last things that made Cambridge interesting. That sucks. Oh.
TT the Bears is still there as a music venue. Well, on the site of the late great TT the Bears, there's a new music venue called Sonia's. The reason for changing the name is I don't know, but I can find out because I know some people at the Middle East, which also lives.
Here we go. The Middle East is great. That's where my band used to play, at the Middle East. We never got into TTs. TTs, we called it. We were. Unfortunately, the two people who were in the band who were any good were also the two laziest and biggest drinkers, and that was me and the singer.
Other than that, you're going to have to bounce some more names off me before I can report on whether or not they survived COVID. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Well, there was the one that Weld owned the building, I think. That's a Cantab's there, and then there was another one that was just kind of like that. Cantab was a sneaky good place, too, that had it downstairs, that had music sometime. I think that's a Cantab. And then I thought there was another one kind of like the Cantab, but I don't remember. And then heading back on Main Street towards MIT, and the left was it the MIT, like the Solar System bar or something, MIT something bar? Then, of course, on the right was the Cambridge side. I think it was called the Cambridge side, which was a carbon copy, same owners of the Beacon Hill Pub and Sully's Tap, and a couple of the others, like Father's 2, I think, and Father's First. That was a great place, too. That was a great place. Always very cool, as in, like, air conditioning cool in there. That was a great place. That's pretty sure that's all gone. Oh, but those are great. Oh, what a life. What was... Just make me 21 again and carousing around, drinking cheap beers with my friends. I don't need to know anything about a kid who made honor roll or another kid I can't find all day or having to change a dirty diaper during I'm doing my award-winning podcast. What do I have all this? Just give me back 1995. I won't cause any trouble. I'll fly under the radar. I'll carry luggage for a living. I can live Groundhog Day in 1995. That's all I want. Never did learn to not wash my hair every day back then so that I could have had better hair back then like Chandler had, which is all I ever wanted. I washed my hair every day. I thought that's what you had to do when I had Seinfeld hair. Or people called me back then Art Garfunkel hair, which is just freaking great. Oh, didn't know anything.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Tommy NH here.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, I wanted to say thanks for all the help you gave me when I was building my Rube Goldberg machine. Without your mechanical expertise, I never would have got through it. I was wondering if you could help me with one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to put a new belt on my chainsaw.
Yep.
Maybe you can give me a hand. So after the show, give me a call. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. 25 seconds.
Well, you're going to want to make sure the tumblers and the struts are stratified first. Use a little WD-40 on it. Don't be afraid to be over generous with it. I dare you. I mowed a lot of that freaking lawn today, my friend. One more tomorrow, and the part of the property that's where kids play that's fenced in will be done. The outside is beating me, of course, everywhere. It's a foot long now on the outside, but the inside will be done. And then the kids won't play on it. Oh, they probably will. I shouldn't say that.
Hey, Tom Thompson here.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom, I was definitely one of those guys that complained about TIC News.
Yeah.
But I always preface it to you that I didn't want you to comment because I know you had nothing to do with it. But it would be so infuriating. You do your hour slamming liberal leaning everyone. And then the 12 o'clock news, and one of those dingbats would come on and blatantly be biased towards the left and against Trump and everything. It was so infuriating. But I know you had nothing to do with that. You were the one shining light. Man, I miss those days.
Thank you, Tom.
48.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, that's what it's just about everywhere. If you were a conservative talk host, you had to deal with the news being progressive, rip and read stuff always. There was a great moment where I'll try to find it, where the news guy ripped the traffic guy, which I thought was great. He had had enough of it because he was tagging off, not using WTIC, using some other station that he does. He probably did a dozen of these an hour. It was wonderful. Lost his mind. I sent it to Kirk. He loved it.
Hey, Billy from Manchester. So,
hey, Billy.
I'm glad you're enjoying the barbecue sauce, hot sauce, whatever you want to call it. I can't get any more because they're sold out and have been sold out since the last bottles I bought, the last 6. So, enjoy them. I'm glad. Make sure Ned gets them. I hope Tom and Thomaston got one. And, send one to Tim too, please. I mean, he's been so spot on about you in general. But, the whole thing with the rape incident at the hotel, he's right. What was going on at that hotel? What a fraud. You're a fraud. 38 seconds. Criminal.
That is incorrect. Incorrect. I will send that. Okay.
Andy in Cambridge again. Sorry, Tom, you mentioned the Cantab Lounge.
Yes.
Cantab Lounge survived COVID also.
There we go.
Cheers.
All right, Cantab. Great place. Total dive bar. Total kind of dive bar where you go in during the day and the locals absolutely feel, the regulars feel they own the place, and you better prove yourself.
On one of the clips you played last night, it was the defense attorney.
Yes.
And he was complaining about the makeup of the jury being all white.
Yep.
Isn't it a requirement that the prosecutor and the defense attorneys agree on each juror they want or don't want? I don't know if it's different by state. It could be. Maybe in Texas they're impaneled by the judge. I'm not sure. But if it is the case that he had a say in who the jurors were, then he's got a piece of the blame pie that he's trying to shove down everybody else's throat.
No, I think that's true, Tim, and I think that they did it based on occupation. So they picked a bunch of people who were like in and around education. And I think they thought that would be the best people. I think that the attorneys were involved, but sometimes you get a jury that's not freaking insane, and so it happened. But that was yeah, agreed. Okay, Ron Klaus wrecked his house. Yes. O Positive plays at TT. I don't remember them. What hotel bar? Oh, hotel bar. Where you going, Steve? Freaking stay here. Oh, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Okay. Okay, end it. Steve from America says Park Lunch survived COVID. They didn't really because they needed Dave Portnoy to bail them out. Some jurors were Hispanic and Native American. That's a great point. I should have brought that up. All right. Father of the Year, Tom Shattuck, about to join his family again. Guys, remember to join the Patreon. It's like who Suzanne would do it. I mean, Suzanne. You don't know who Suzanne is. This is like Alice would do it. Remember to please join Patreon. You can do that. And there are several tiers you can achieve. Thank you so much for your message on the chat. Listen to the All You Can Eat podcast. And we'll see you again on Thursday night. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
C'est la vie.
You found a cookie? What'd you find? Is that a cookie? What is that? It's not a cookie. He's okay. I'm done, James. Okay. Thank you, Dad. My pleasure. Thank you. Dad. Hi. What are you up to? You hungry for dinner?